everybody, it's Bill Cecil again with your tip of the day. Hey, today's tip is to keep yourself motivated. As a leader with a team to lead, you're sometimes so busy trying to keep your team motivated that you may start to lose your own motivation or your own passion or your more enthusiasm because you're so busy taking care of their needs you forget to take care of your own. The number one question that I get asked when I'm out speaking is, how do you keep yourself motivated? Well, at least it's one of the top questions I get asked. I'm always asked that by people. How do you keep yourself motivated? How do you stay enthused? How do you stay so passionate? They're all the same thing. For everybody, it's different. I can't sit here and tell you what works for me is going to work for you. But what works for me is, for example, every morning before I get up and go to work, I get up early, and I get up on the Stairmaster and I run for about 30 minutes. That first thing that does is I like to exercise and it gets my blood going. But also I can put a reading rack on the Stairmaster and I put inspirational books on there. Every morning I start off with a book that gives me some kind of positive quotes or positive stories about other people that have succeeded, or stories about or ideas about how you can make yourself better or set goals. These are things that I've always just loved to do. I love reading inspirational books. Napoleon Hill is one of my favorites. Look up Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich, Laws of Success, anything like that. These books will motivate you. At least they motivate me. Find out what motivates you, what keeps you going. Another thing that I do is I try to surround myself with positive people. For example, there's a lot of people out there that like to rain on your parade or like to tell you all the bad things that are going on. I try to stay far away from them as I possibly can, or to minimize my interaction with them. I don't want to be rude, but I want to sit there and get into a pity party with them. I try to find people that I can get really close to and hang out with. For example, at work, I'm lucky enough to have a really good teaching partner that she's very positive, and I talk to her often. And instead of sitting there moaning and groaning about what's going on, we try to bounce ideas off each other. Find people like that in your work. It helps a lot to stay motivated. So find good books, find good quotes, find people that will keep you uplifted, or whatever it takes. Find good movies that keep you inspired. Find something. One other thing I do before I go, I set goals. I'm a goal setter. I like to have things that I'm working on. Even if they're outside of school, at least it keeps me motivated. It keeps me excited, so that even when I'm in the heat of the battle at school or I'm working hard, in the back of my mind I'm thinking, hey, but when I get out I get to go work on this as well. Or I set goals in my classroom for myself as a teacher. New things I maybe want to work on during that month or that week or whatever it might be. Find something to keep yourself motivated. I know one thing I did this year was I started to get, somewhere around February or March, the winter was starting to get long. The year's been going on for a long time. It seemed like summer was never going to get here, or spring break for that matter. And I was starting to find myself starting to lose some of my passion. I was starting to lose some of my zest. So what I did was I started to think about what's missing in my classroom. What more can I bring in to make it more exciting? I started trying some new ideas. I started to say to myself, hey, make sure you're working on relationships in your classroom. You're so busy trying to get the curriculum taught. You're so busy to manage your team and make them be a great team. Maybe you're not doing enough with the relationships in your room. Start building those relationships so that at the end of the year they're very, very special and the kids won't want to break up the team. So I started doing that, and lo and behold, next thing you know, boom, boost of energy. I'm back passionate again. I'm back going strong again. So gauge yourself, monitor yourself, ask somebody you're close to, like for example, my wife sometimes will give me good input, and she'll say, hey, you don't seem as positive you've been, or you seem a little down, or so listen to people. Catch yourself when you start to lose that motivation and do something about it so you don't lose your motivation. Remember, you're trying to motivate a team. They have to see that you're teaching with passion, that you're leading with passion as well. So make sure you don't lose that. Stay motivated. It will make a difference. Hey, and remember, best year ever. You have the power to make it happen.